Good morning, everyone. I'm back, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about languages. It never ceases to amaze me how some people cannot understand that languages are living things. And I do acknowledge that we need some kind of rules. For instance, when we are writing, it would be very convenient if we write in the same way, because when we read, we learn what the words look like, and thus we read much quicker. So we need rules, but rules can change. And of course, it's important to know how to communicate in different situations, like in a formal context, or in a casual context, or in a local context where you might use the local dialect. But it's also good to have rules like a common dictionary with words that all speakers of that language would use. And like I said, it's also important to have a common way of writing so that everyone would write in the same way and be able to learn what the words look like and be able to read faster and be able to not need to decipher a text in their own native language or in the language that they are very proficient in. But the language does not belong to any institute or governments. The language belongs to its speakers, and it's one of the most socialist things that we have, I guess, in the world, really. And this is something the so-called grammar Nazis don't get. A language is not just one thing, it's divided into several things, several dialects, sociolects, idiolects. A language is owned by the people, and the people might or may use it how they see fit. That's the goal of the language, that you can communicate on an equal basis. So different situations require different language, but yeah, this is a topic that I'm pretty passionate about, because I think written language in most situations should be unified so that it's more easy for everyone speaking the language to read and to decipher it quickly. But when we start to talk about talking, the language can be used in any way. It's a perfect tool to be creative with, to create new words. Some words are in fashion, some words are not in vogue, some words, they just die out and people forget about those words. That's just natural, because the language belongs to the people, and the language thus evolves. It's a living thing. It evolves into something else. And it's hard for me to realize how these grammar Nazis, or whatever we want to call them, how they think. Because, alright, we should have some rules in some situations, some aspects of this language. Okay, but I came across this very sympathetic post on a Facebook group with people who want to learn Finnish. And I don't know, most of these people, they don't speak English as their native language. So to call them illiterates just because they don't capitalize the word Finnish, which is a nationality or a language, that's a bit harsh, isn't it? And I thought to myself, why are people so obsessed with, especially this rule? I mean, writing, okay, but think about the forum here. It's the internet. It's Facebook. It's a very casual setting, and people, they may type how they want. This is not regulated. It really doesn't matter. And we have to consider the critique, what it was. And it was just capitalizing a nationality on the internet, on Facebook, that made everyone illiterate, that they don't speak English as their native language, and they speak English very well. And they want to learn another language. But instead of celebrating this, yeah, you get my point. I'm pretty conservative when it comes to language, but I'm also a creative person and I love creating, and I acknowledge that languages are living things that evolve, and they evolve through time. And you know, these people that criticize others for how they speak and how they type and write, they can never tell us when was it better, what kind of language are we supposed to speak, because it's mostly a continuum, right? So a language does not evolve from one day to another most of the times. There are cases, of course, where the government has said you cannot speak this language, so it dies out because no one dares to speak it, and so on. But in general, this is an evolution, and no one can provide a snapshot of like, this is gonna be Swedish or this is gonna be English, and we are all gonna speak exactly like this, and we cannot use any loan words or whatever. And most people that are like this, they don't realize that those words that they consider not being loans are in fact loans, but 1,000 years old or something. So this is just ridiculous. So consider this the next time you want to criticize someone. Consider this video and what I had to say, and just try not to say anything. All right? Take care, people. See you in the next video. Bye.